Hello, hello. How are you, you beautiful humans on here? When you join, say hello and let me know where you're tuning in from. Would love to know. And if you're watching this on the replay, hashtag replay, and I'm just getting this set up for my phone. But definitely let me know. My name is Colleen Gallagher, and I am a global educator. I empower people to live with freedom all over the world, and it's really, really beautiful. So it's Saturday night, and where I'm at in the world, I just got back after a full month of traveling, which was like so amazing. I have literally been all over. It was like in San Diego, Texas, Michigan, Florida, and now I'm back to Arizona. So, woo, yeah, super excited to be sharing this live tonight. Hello, Sylvia. Hello, so happy you're on here. And let me know when you pop on, like I said, where you're in from. Would love to know. And hashtag replay on the replay. Woo! So tonight, this beautiful moment that we're sharing together in time. I wanted to come on as I just finished my first year in business off at $188,000 in sales. And this month I'm at $39,000 in sales. And I wanted to come on because I wanted to talk about travel. And I wanted to talk about what travel has meant for me in my business. And hey, Sammy, and why travel has been so influential in the results in my life. And I wanted to come on and share that because as I've been to 35 countries now, and this year I'm aiming to go to 30 countries, so I'll be at 60. I wanted to share this because I really believe that me traveling around the world has influenced the results I've gotten in my life, and it has influenced the love that I have for myself and for humanity. And I wanted to just tap into this space with you all because as I just was traveling this last month and had my biggest results in my business, I've met some phenomenal people. And kind of everyone's been like, 2019, and like, let's go. And like, I kind of forgot there was like a new year. Like, I kind of forgot that there was like this new space of humanity or like new human timeline that everyone's like obsessing over. And, a really big goal, I did a 9-day leadership immersion in Costa Rica, basically. And the thing that came through for me really clearly, and the thing that I wanted to share with all of you, is the more that we let ourselves have fun, the more that we let ourselves live with joy, the more that we let ourselves like say no to things we don't want to do and say yes to the things we do really want to do, that like changes our whole money mindset. It changes our whole paradigm. It changes our whole essence of being. And I want to break this down like into financials and into travel. So all of you on here who like want to understand this online world or want to understand how you could possibly travel and start a business, like I want to make it really, really simple. And I wanted to come on here and share that. The thing that I wanted to do first before travel or why travel, or why freedom, like why have a freedom lifestyle? Why live outside of the 9 to 5? Why do that? The first thing is I just want to drop in. So if you're on the live at this point, I would really just appreciate if you could put your feet on the ground, put your hands up, and we're just going to take a couple deep breaths here, so we can all kind of drop in together and being present here together. And one more if you're on the live. And exhale. Awesome. So now that we're here in this place, I wanted to talk with all of you. So a lot of people have asked me lately, Colleen, how do you make money? Can I make X amount of money in X amount of days? Can I make whatever that is for them? And when people ask me about money, or they ask me about how they can make money, the biggest thing that I always say is, like, if you're desiring to make an amount of money, the amount of money that you're receiving, and this is something that I've learned from a mentor, is directly proportionate to the amount that you love yourself. So, these past months that I had my 2 biggest sales months, the thing that really shifted for me is I started to love myself more. And I started to really honor myself in saying no to things that didn't matter, saying no to conversations, saying no to just having catch-ups, or to just talking with people. Like, I started to say no to things that really didn't feel good. And I started to say yes to deeper layers of myself, and saying yes to deeper layers of my soul. And what that did for me is it allowed me to stand into my power and stand into my truth. And so the thing that I really want to go into here is that we each have something very, very powerful. We each have a very, very powerful gift, like whatever that means or looks like. Some of us have finances as gifts. Some of us have the sales. Some of us have like marketing. Some of us have design work. Some of us have health and fitness. Like, we all have like a gift or something that we're really, really passionate about, that we like to focus on. And see, what I want to share with that is that each of us, let's say there could be 2 people that have the same gift of health and fitness. It's like their passion. They're really gifted in that. But what I want to share is that this new online world, this new online way of traveling the world and receiving money from it is you actually have no competition when you're in the online world. So when you're just living in, let's say Arizona, let's say if you're in Phoenix, Arizona, and you're just living there and you're just playing in Phoenix, Arizona, there's only a limited amount of people and that are going to be able to know about you or see about you due to word of mouth that's in your particular region. Now, the thing that I want to share is that if you have 2 people that are health and fitness, there's other factors that come into place. Like, okay, how close is this person to me? Do I have to drive to them? Like, all of these other like things are like logistical things that like don't really allow things to be as easily given and received when you're, instead of using the online world. And like, even speaking events, like, let's say like there's so many now speaking webinars, there's so many online platforms, there's so many online education forms that you can now get paid to show up as online, like giving a talk or giving a speech. And there is something to be said about in-person connections. I'm not saying that in-person connections aren't important, but the reason that I really believe that travel and this online world is the way for you to live with freedom, is the way for you to impact the world, is because every single person on here has a gift. Every single person in humanity has a gift. But when you leverage technology, you're no longer based on a location. You're no longer based on just a product or a service. You're actually based on like your aura or your feeling that you're giving off when you show up. And people in this online space, it's no longer just in your direct vicinity that you can meet people and you can connect with people and you can find an ideal client for your product or service. Now, the thing that I really want to share with this is why travel, I believe, was so impactful in my business, is because I've met thousands of people, probably hundreds at least, on flights. And I've met lots of people in restaurants or in all these different things. And because I took the time as I was traveling and discovering myself and meeting these people, that is what made my business successful. Like I can tell you, I've gotten my hair cut multiple times in a barber shop in different countries, and I've made $4,000 cash received just from getting my hair cut because I was showing up, being who I was. And those people now follow me, or now are in the online world, and I can stay connected with them, and they watch my lives, they watch my content, they watch new programs that I'm giving out, new retreats that I'm doing. And these people have become long-term clients that then maybe tell their friends or maybe tell whoever it is. And so traveling the world empowered me personally to grow my business to a multiple six-figure business in 13 months because I wasn't based in a location that was limiting me. When you're looking at just a region or just a person or just like typical marketing tactics of how to get people into your brand or into your company, you're missing a whole other realm of the social media that is the number one way people are actually connecting now. Now, people like to say, oh, like social media or technology, it's separating. I can tell you technology has connected me with my friends. Technology has empowered me to have genuine and authentic connections that allow me to be like fulfilled, that allow me to grow to deeper things, that allow me to have the environment that I desire right now. Whereas if I was just looking at just a state or just a country or just a region, I truly don't know. I truly don't know, but I don't believe my business would have gotten to multiple six figures in 13 months. And the reason that I say that is because when you are traveling and you're traveling the world and you're meeting people and you're putting yourself out there and you're getting out of your comfort zone and you're saying what you're doing, people find that fascinating. People get inspired. And see, when people get inspired, they get moved to act. People get inspired by you living your life. And one thing is, I traveled to 11 countries last year, all by myself as a single woman, 24, 25, always had the most amazing experiences in my life. Like I can't even tell you of how many amazing friends that I've met, how many amazing men, how many amazing women that have like went above and beyond in their own country, hosting me or making sure I felt safe or like showing me their culture. Like I cannot tell you how many times I don't even know if I have one bad story. I don't even think there was one bad thing that happened to me. One thing that was like, ooh, I don't know. Like every part was good. And now with Amazon, like my book's on Amazon, anytime I meet someone, like I was just on a flight recently, people buy my book. What's going to happen when they buy my book? They're going to love it because it's talking about the largest peaceful army of love. It's showing to them what's possible. They then add me on social media, and that continues the momentum. And that's what I want to share with you is in this place. And everyone's like 2019, and like I really did forget that there was like this new whatever. Like I don't value my year of like now it's 1 January. Like that just doesn't really resonate or feel good. Like I'm doing that all the time. Like on the first of every month, like I'm like, okay, what finished last month? What's going to happen this month? Like, what are my events? Like I'm already looking through, like I'm like booked through June, like through a lot of things. Like we're back to Europe and different things. And I'm already did all of that before January 1. I was already planning and investing and doing things to set myself up for success this year. It wasn't January 1 hits and now I'm going to write out my goals and do all my things. Like I was far beyond implementing what's going to be happening this year, far before the new year and this 2019 paradigm happened. And so that's what I wanted to come on and talk about and feel into. Whew. And when you're watching this, if you like have questions about the technology or whatnot, like let me know. But what I want to tell you, what I want to really shift for you is I left with $5,000 in my bank account when I started traveling. And I made it, like I said, to multiple six figures in 13 months. And a couple of things that I wanted to touch on. One thing is that leveraging credit. I love credit personally. Like credit was amazing for me this last year. And I used it in a really good way. And I never had a late payment. My credit is still really good. Like I now have like I think it's like $65,000 in credit, like that I can use like from the bank that's like available to me. And I wanted to share that because I was able to leverage credit in a way that worked for me. I was able to leverage credit and get free flights. I was able to leverage credit that I was already paying for things, but get points for things. I was already able to like leverage credit and then receive money back from it. So I know in the States, I know there was maybe one in New Zealand when I was there. But when I spend things, I get points, and I have one that's like a travel point. So every time I spend on like Airbnb or the hotel, I get double points. And so I actually made spending money I was already spending. I made $9,000 from a credit card last year. I made it. Like, it gives me points and then gives me money back. I mean, $9,000 just from spending on things I was already doing, but doing it with a credit card. And I leveraged the banks for that. And I paid all of my credit cards on time, like I said. But that was really huge for me, is that I was able to leverage that to do that, and while I was growing my income. And so some people say like credit's bad or credit's this. Like, personally, credit has been really great for me, and I still use it because it like gets me points for airplanes and everything. But that's like one thing I also wanted to say is like, travel will grow your income because you're already spending, and there's lots of ways and lots of different things that you can do to literally like have things you're already spending like come back to you at greater in like an expense as well, like, or in income as well. And so that was one thing I wanted to share as well. Like, people are like, oh my God, it's bad. Like, you know, I personally like credit. Like, I personally, I mean, I'm not suggesting overspend on it, but I am suggesting that you can leverage that in order to create some results in your life and in order to receive things. So I wanted to share that with all of you as well. And another thing that I really suggest as well, and I know this is for a lot of other coaches or maybe service providers on there, if people that are desiring to pay for your services and they don't have the funds, there's something called PayPal credit. And PayPal credit is actually where they can go on and they can apply, and we'll tell them how much they get within like 2 seconds. And once they do that, you can actually get paid through that. And they have 6 months, like a client has 6 months to pay it off with no interest. So for all of you coaches out there, all of you like people who like are like, oh my God, somebody really wants something, that's a great way, a great tool to use to empower other people to pay you and get what you can offer them so you can help them increase their abundance really quickly. And I wanted to share that as well because that was like another way that I actually was able to get a lot of abundance flowing into me, was from a lot of my clients leveraging PayPal credit to be able to pay me. And then they could get results in their life. And I really wanted to share that with all of you as well, because that was something that really created PayPal a lot of abundance for me from a third party as well. And, you know, a lot of my clients were able to pay it off and able to use it. So it was amazing. And yeah, I really wanted to talk about that. And so, let me know if there's questions. Oh, Tim, I'm happy you love this. Hello, Alvin, Katarina, Jim. Oh my gosh, amazing. Let me know if there's questions when you are watching this and you have it on the replay, like, or feel free to PM me about this. Because I'm really big with abundance and like I said, with empowering people to leverage the tools that are here from third parties and banks, so people can invest in themselves. And it's so important if you are a coach, you are a mentor. Like, a long time, like, I was giving things away for free. I was like, oh, I'll just do this extra thing for free, or I'll do this and I'll go. And I did that. But you have to realize, like, if you are really helping someone else create conscious money and you're really helping someone else grow their impact, if they're not investing in themselves, they're not in the frequency of being able to invest. So they wouldn't be able to be in the frequency of receiving that. So you can't be in the frequency of receiving abundance if you don't know how to invest in abundance. So if you're like someone who's very like, oh my God, I can't spend that, this is really intense, all these things, like, if you're in that frequency of like that kind of scarcity, like, oh my God, I don't know, you aren't going to be able to receive $10,000. Like, if you have an energy around spending $10,000, you will not be able to receive it. And so it's really important as coaches, as entrepreneurs, as whatever, like, whenever you're doing something, you're like, I want to over deliver. Trust me, I love to over deliver, and I love to like have a big transmission and give all of these things. But I really had to work on my standards of like, okay, like, if I do that, is that person really going to use it? Because I've done all this work and all this time and all this energy, but I want someone else to get the largest impact they can from the work that I'm sharing. I want them to receive more money. But if you can't spend the money or think about even spending that money or think about that as a cost, then you can't receive it. So, example, I hear a lot of people say, like, you know what, I really want to do a private jet. I really want to do a private jet. I really want to do a private jet. And I hear people and I'm like, oh, okay, like, have you ever looked at the cost of that? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay, so like I think like for, I don't know, I was like I would say just say 10,000. Like I think like for one to be like 10,000, like what do you think? Like, oh my God. And like, but see, do you hear that? Like you almost are getting lost in the flashiness. You're getting lost in this idea of like what you desire, but you aren't willing to do what it takes to get there. And that's like more of like a flashy materialistic thing. And I hear this a lot with like cars, like people in cars. And they're like, oh my God, like I personally don't have a car. I don't want a car. I don't like driving. That's just like, I'm just not interested. But people say, I love that car. I want that, but it's so much money. And I'm like, wow. Like, so you're letting yourself not even dream about being able to achieve something that you desire, like an actual product or an actual physical thing because of money. And as a coach or as an entrepreneur, if people aren't investing in themselves, like you're giving all this knowledge, all this time, all this experience that you've created throughout your whole life, and you aren't giving people the opportunity to invest in what you have, you're doing them a disservice because they aren't able to understand the frequency of that money, like that they're desiring to call in. So like for an example, like if you have a training that's about money and you're giving it away for free and you're just like telling people that you meet at a restaurant all about this free stuff you have, it's not that they won't receive it, they will, but the likelihood of them going and then being able to implement that and actually receive it is very, very small because they're not in the frequency of totally understanding how money is energy and money works. And you have to be in a vibrational, I don't know, like a match, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, like if you want to be a millionaire, you have to already be thinking like a millionaire. If you want to be a billionaire, you need to be thinking like a billionaire. Like a billionaire is going to be thinking about bigger problems. They're going to be thinking like, okay, this is like a product. This is how many people this product is going to sell. This is where these, if it's a product that might go into department stores or it might go here, like they're going to be thinking very differently about what problem they're solving and what they're doing and that money. Then like, let's say maybe a first time millionaire would just be like, oh, I'm really trying to make it to $1 million and like solve this problem and get this like one product or this one service. Like a billionaire is thinking much more holistically of like a much bigger brand and like a much more, like there's going to be like teams that are in place and different things. Like how are you thinking? And when you travel the world or when you travel the world and you put yourself in new environments, you start to meet all these people from all different walks of life that make all kinds of money, that do all kinds of things. And you start to realize how people think and where their thought process is that has allowed them to be where they're at currently. So if you're someone who wants to like travel the world or you want to have more money or you want to have more love or whatever it is, you need to start reprogramming the thoughts that you're allowing in your mind and where your energy is going. So for an example, like I was just traveling this last month and most people could be like, oh my God, I'm traveling for a month. Like my business is not going to do very well or like something like that. Like I had the largest month of my life and I had this month, I'll have the next largest month of my life. Well, I've again been traveling for almost a month. Like this would be like 6 weeks now. But because I choose to believe that the more I travel, the more money that I make. And I choose when I think or when I talk, when I'm in grocery stores, I don't really go, when I'm in airports, when I'm out dinner, when I'm in the TSA pre-check line, like literally it does not matter. I choose to think and talk like the way I talk on Facebook. Like I don't just go like in a TSA pre-check, I'm like, hi, how are you? Like I'm like, I'm great. Or like, what do you do? Like I'm an author. Like literally on the global entry forms when I ask you to go into countries, what have you put? I literally have put goddess. I literally have put goddess. And like that sparks the conversation, like, goddess, what is that? Like, I remember one of the guys, he asked me, he's like, oh my God, I need to buy your book right now. And I'm at the thing as he's stamping my airport, writing my book on how to get it on Amazon. Like these are types of things like, and it doesn't matter that the Amazon book is $9.79, I think, and I get $3.27 per, or $3.20 per book. It doesn't matter because that $3.20 feels the same to me as when I've gotten a $7,000 client, a $15,000 client. Like that same $3.20, I'm grateful regardless of the amount. And I feel like that's the other biggest thing is like when you travel, you start to be grateful of things regardless of the amount. So like, you know, in America, like they have free water. When you go to tables, like when you go to Europe, like it's not free water. And even though it's still water, it's like you're being grateful for that water, regardless if there's like a different exchange. And that's what I'm trying to feel into. And what I want to portray to you is like when you travel, you start to realize these different thought patterns, you start to realize these different history markers, you start to realize these different cultures. And you start to realize that each of us who are living and each of us who are existing right now in this place, we've created a reality based on our culture, what we're thinking. But if you're just playing and where you're from, if it's just in Phoenix, if it's just in Europe, if it's just in Asia, you're only playing there, you're missing a huge market. You're missing this huge culture of Facebook, of Instagram, of LinkedIn, of Snapchat, of Medium, like all these things. I could go on. And you're missing that opportunity. And the thing that's what I want to share with you is that I've evolved very quickly, and I'm going to continue to evolve. I mean, I have multiple mentors. I'm always messaging. I'm always moving up. I'm always doing different things. And I'm transitioning myself further and further into my mission and into my vision of my dreams. And because of that, that means that I evolve to another person. I become another person. But see, I do that through travel. And I do that because I know that traveling empowers me to meet different people. And when you meet people, you get to see reflections of yourself. So, example, if I meet someone and I'm like, oh my God, this person's really low vibe, or they're like this, I attracted that person into my field. So I'd be like, whoa, like, why am I seeing a low vibe person? Like, because you can only see something that's a reflection of you. And I write about this in my first book, Live Your Truth, the second thing of discovery. Whatever you discover in someone else, it only exists within you. And the story that I give with this is, you know, I was in high school or college, and a guy came up to me at a party, and he said, "Did you try to kill yourself because of my scar on my neck, which was from cancer?" And I said, "No, I didn't." And I ran out crying. But see what happened, and I didn't realize that, and he only could see that in me because he saw that in himself. He was someone who was really depressed and struggling, but I didn't have that awareness yet. But he only could see, like, oh my God, you tried to kill yourself, if that was something that existed in his reality. And he was trying to bridge a connection. He was trying to like create something. So anytime we're meeting someone, people always like connect. Like humans, this is psychology. We are connective, heart-centered beings. Like we desire connection. We desire love. We desire to be at peace with ourselves. When we like see people and they say something and we're more reactive, really that person's just trying to connect, because they can only see something new that they see in themselves. And you can only see something in someone else that you see in yourself. So if there's something you don't like about someone that you're seeing, I would ask yourself, where do you not like that about you and yourself? Where have you not loved that yet? Because remember what I said, a mentor told me that I work with is what you receive is directly in proportion to the amount you love yourself. And I wanted to share that because that's been very true for my life. And my life was, I always wanted to travel the world, and I wanted to travel the world and impact people. Like that was always my dream. And it seems, and that my last month was true of this, like the more that I traveled, the more I fell in love with myself. And the more that I fell in love with myself, those were my biggest sales months. And not only were they my biggest sales months, they were with the clients that I love the most. And they're with clients who are like doing the impact and about the vision of love. And so when you're watching this, again, if this makes sense, you know, let me know. I would love to hear like what's coming up for you when I'm saying some of these things, because I'm just giving you what's worked for me, and the results that have showed up for that. So yeah, I really believe, like I said, if you're traveling the world, if you desire to travel the world, if you desire to live a freedom lifestyle, technology is absolutely your friend. It's been my friend with Facebook, with Instagram, as my major platforms that have made me tens of thousands of dollars. But there's YouTube, there's so many ways that you can make money. And if you are just thinking like in the place that you live is the only way you can make money, I really invite you to look at this, because this is the future, and this is how people are connecting. This is I think it's 1 billion people or 2 billion people log on Facebook every month. Like, that's a lot of people. That's like almost, I think a fourth of the population, maybe more than that. But anyway, like a lot of the world. So I just really invite you to look at like showing up in a place online, whatever format that looks for you, but just like starting to share your life in that way. Because when you do that, that gives people easily access to keep in touch with you, because it's something that people are using all the time. Like, social media is not going anywhere. Like, technology isn't going anywhere. Like, it's only going to keep growing. And so I really like invite you with wherever you are in your life, whatever work you've done, like start to look at this as the new business. This is the new office. This is the new like world. Like this, I want to say government, really it is. Like, there's probably more money made online now than there's ever been made in like a not online situation. Like, you know, even Amazon or even like online Black or Cyber Monday. Like, I think there's more sales to that than there is with Black Friday. So travel will absolutely increase your business. Travel will absolutely empower you to live with freedom and this online world. So yeah, that was a lot of what I wanted to share. The other thing I really wanted to just talk with you all about is Global Citizen University and what's happening with that, or what that means. And so if you're someone who's here to impact the world with love, like you're someone who's here to be like, yes, Colleen, I'm here to impact the world with love. I'm here to live with total abundance. I'm here to do all of these fun things, like traveling the world, like jet skiing while making money, like jet skiing while influencing social policies, or whatever it is. Like, you are here to make a massive impact with mental health, incarceration, poverty, whatever that is. Like, you are here to do that. Global Citizen University is for you. So with this university, it's completely 100% online platform. We have 2 masterminds or 2 meetups a year that are around the globe, which is super exciting. And the people that are in this, really, they're educators. They're people that are here to do massive things in the world. You know, this is something that stands for when there is global citizenship, like the actual passports for it. This is the pathway. This is the pathway to impact the global economy, to influence the global economy. And you know, I've shared many times, there's political, there's social and economic policies. And when you really look at traveling the world, you start to notice that it's not political and economic policies that are changing the world. It's actually the social policies. And I could get into a lot of this, but you know, I want to make sure that you're really looking at social policies and what are you doing with your lifestyle to influence social policies. So, whew, you know, me as someone who travels all over, I study a lot, I do a lot of technology. I love policy as well. And so even I'm always reading. I'm always like reading on my phone or about different things and like magazines or whatever I'm reading about cultures and about different governments, because it fascinates me with why the world is this way. And so in this university, we really empower you of first how you're going to leverage technology and how that's going to create freedom for you with finances, emotionally, spiritually. Because as I said, like if you're not using technology right now in your business and you're just doing state or country or whatever, you're missing a huge opportunity, like huge opportunity. Like I have clients from all over the world. I don't even know how many countries because of social media. And like I could go to so many countries and have like friends that would host me because of social media. And that's why it's so important to start using this. It's so important. Like you have no idea, even if you're in like photography or you're in whatever, like someone could fly you to where they're at because they want what you have to say. And it's on your story. Like it's based on what moves you, what's inspired you. And so I feel like that's really important is that first part. The second part is policy of like, okay, just by you living your life, like what you already do, if you're doing like volunteer work, if you're not doing volunteer work, like whatever it is, like what is it that you can influence and what does that mean for you to influence policy? And I have people doing this in all different ways, like literally from like magic schools to like people that want to be future presidents to like, I have so many people, like I can't, like people that are doing sustainable health, like there's so many things that people are doing in this place of change agentness, like that are influencing policies that they care about. And you'd be surprised, like when you get into this, how much like of what you're doing in your life already is influencing policy. You're just not aware of the two things to do so it'd be at a greater development. And why I shared what I did earlier, okay, like when you see something in someone else or you see something in the world that you don't like, and you get really frustrated, you're frustrated because you haven't been inspired to take the action needed to make the change that the world is desiring. And what this really stands for is empowering you to know how to make those changes, how to get the ball rolling so you can be inspired to act. And I make it very, very simple because I love simple things. And that's really big with Global Citizen University. The other thing that we really talk about is purposeful contribution. So what in your life do you want to give to? Like, what are you here to do? What is your purpose? Like, what are you contributing to the world? Like, what's going to change you from being, maybe a less than six-figure earner to multiple six figures, to millions, to multiple millions, to 100 million, to making new businesses, to owning different revenue streams, like having different revenue streams. Like, what does that mean for you? And I really feel like that's really important. And like purposeful contribution, that's empowering you to receive more abundance instead of hindering you from not receiving money or costing you money. And I feel like that's really, really important. And from that, then we really talk about conscious citizenship. Like, how are you already a conscious citizen? How are you already empowering the world? How are you already impacting the world, but you just aren't aware of it? Like many of my clients that I speak with, like we'll be talking and I'm like, you already have a business. Like, do you realize that you just don't have a product or a service, or you haven't created yet somewhere to go? Like, you're telling me you talk about this all the time. You're telling me you do these things all the time, but you just haven't created like a place for them to go, like a one-day retreat, like that you can do whatever. Like, that's what it is, starting to like think about how much like what you already do, you really could already have a business. Like, I just had a few clients of mine do like their first Facebook lives or their like first things and like already receiving abundance, like literally already because they're doing what they do. Like it wasn't like rocket science. We weren't like recreating this whole new thing. Like I was like, you really realize like what you do already is a business. You just aren't having a place for people to go. And this Global Citizen University really stands for that. It really stands for the people that want to live with love, that want to impact the world, and want to empower people to rise up and to live a better life. This is not like just to make money. It's like people who really want to empower others and impact all of humanity to rise. Whew. So, yes. Oh my God, Katerina, I love this. Oh my God. Oh my God, 414 million is my lifetime impact figure. Yes, I love that. Yes, yes, yes. And I just love that. So yeah, if you are on this and you've never thought about 414 million as your lifetime impact, I definitely highly recommend you start feeling into that, because like that would be something that, like, can you start imagining that amount of money flowing into you? And I feel like that's the biggest thing of with Global Citizen University, with leveraging travel to grow your impact. Like, you realize how easy it is to make money. Like, I've made $4,000 in a barbershop. Like, could you imagine you just going to get your hair done and making $1,000? Like, can you fathom that? Like, is it even something you're allowing yourself to dream and see as a reality for you? Are you even allowed to see it as a reality you can make $100 million? Like, that's not that crazy. Like, are you starting to see with this technology how easy it is to actually make $1 million, six figures, by you not even having to know the people that are going to pay you? Like, you don't even have to know these people that are like watching what you're doing, and that's who's going to pay you, because they are desiring what you have to give to the world, but you just aren't connected by land. This is a new office. You should be thinking of technology as an office, as a connection office, as like as an interconnected galaxy of like home. That is how social media should be thought of. That is how social media should be played as. And that is why when you travel the world, when people ask you for your number, numbers are outdated. Like, no one even gives phone numbers anymore. If you want to talk about things, your Facebook, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, that's your business card. That's the way for people to get in contact with you. Even like people that are like big people that I've studied under, I don't talk to them via email. I talk to them in DM and direct message or in Messenger. Like, the only people that I honestly talk to on the phone or in my text are like very, very dear friends that are like, really, we're here and we're lifting each other like every day, like going. Like, and that's very few. I like maybe have 5. Like, it's like very, but because it's very intense. Like, we're always like talking to each other and going. But that's the power of technology. And most of the people that are those people to me, I met them through technology. Actually, all of them, I met them through technology. And that's what I want to say is this travel, this freedom, this is a must. for freedom. This is a must for travel. This is a must because you see how similar that you all are. It removes the separation, the illusion of like, oh, this or that and da da da. And people can say all they want, like, well, social media is creating disconnect. Well, I would ask you if that's what you're seeing, where are you disconnected? Because I don't see disconnect. I see thrive. I see opportunity. Again, remember, everything that you see, everything that you speak into existence is simply a reflection of what exists within you. So if I simply were to say, you know, it's really going to be really, really hard to make X amount of money, well, then it is going to be really hard. If I go, like what I've said is I said, this is a big commitment I made recently. Is like, I'm not getting on the phone anymore. I'm not doing like catch ups. I'm not like just growing connection for the sake of growing connection. That's something that's done in person. Like it's not done on a video call. And basically what came from that is I started to do that and I started to say no to more things because like I'm not doing free clarity calls anymore. Like I'm not just talking to people about visions. Like if you want to talk about your vision, there's Global Citizen University. And see, when I started doing that, this has increased my abundance substantially, like over $100,000 now. But this is what made me multiple six-figure earner in 13 months. And 13 is the number of the goddess, by the way, for everyone who doesn't know that. So it's very important. Well, I can get into that later. But anyway, you know, that's why I'm going to be reaching multiple millions of dollars this year. Like it's not a surprise. It's not like and it's not like I'm doing this in a greedy way. Like I'm doing it to show you what's available to you because I desire everyone I'm connected with that's here to live with consciousness to have multiple millions of dollars, to have multiple six figures. Like I desire that. Like why would you not want to help more people make conscious money? Like I was just saying to someone the other day, like I love making people money more than almost when I get money. Like I'm like, oh my God, yes. Like you get so excited because you're empowering someone to live with freedom. Like I want every person that's conscious, every person that has a good heart, you should be living with money. There is no struggle. There is no hustle. There is no bad. Like if you think money is bad, then like I ask you, where do you feel bad? Because like you can't see that in money if you don't see that in yourself. And remember what I said that a mentor told me, the more that you love yourself, the more money that you're going to make. And so, you know, I wanted to share that with you. And again, the quickest way that my results have always been is from mentorship and investing and getting around people. And again, that's why I've created Global Citizen University and why I'm empowering people to tell them how to create communities online, to influence policies that deeply inspire me. But the thing is that I can't do it alone. Because with $5 trillion being spent on military by 5 countries, I can't do that alone. And I don't desire to do it alone. I desire to do it with a large, peaceful army of conscious humans who are here to live with abundance and fun and adventure. That's what I desire. And that's who I'm here for. And there's many ways already. Reach out to me, not just Global Citizen University. I have 2 other ways as well that are other income streams that actually can empower you pretty soon, pretty quickly to get money. So I'd really invite you, like I said, if you're really like, how do I get money? And you want that, like reach out. Like this is your time to rise. This is your time to rise in alignment. This is your time to rise by following your dreams. See, every time I followed my dreams, when I left corporate and moved across the world to New Zealand, when I left with $5,000 in my bank account, when I've left and when I invested and all these things, like when I started to follow my dreams of what I was worthy of, everything naturally showed up. And so I really believe travel is so important, why I believe Global Citizen University is so important, is we already are very interconnected. Like if you're using Facebook right now, I want to tell you or anything is that the data that's being used in Facebook in developed nations, third world developing nations that are in civil war, have used developed nations data to actually make attacks on people in their country. And I'm not saying it in a fear-based, I'm just saying it as a reality of like, we are already global citizens. We all belong to the world. And just because someone's in a third world country or developing nation doesn't mean that they don't deserve an equal opportunity to live their dreams. And with Global Citizen University, it starts with every one of us who are on here who have the opportunity to watch this, to raise our hand and say, you know what? I'm going to do my part in the social movement and the social injustice that I care about. And I'm going to make a lifestyle and do that with it. and realizing that we're more interconnected than not. You know, I just watched something today of Trump was talking about like the wall of like, it can't be cement because you can't see each other. It needs to be like steel because it's stronger and you can like see through it. And I was like, wow, that's really interesting that like you're building a wall so you can see through people you're not letting in. And I was like, what an illusion of separation. It's kind of like 2018 and 2019. Like one day it's like, oh, 2018, 2019, like everything's going to change. Like I can't see you. I don't know. Kind of the same. I feel like you're putting a wall between 2 years that are like a day, like a minute apart, really. But the thing that I feel like cannot change, the thing that is always true no matter what, is when you follow your dreams and you see how similar we are, and that when you leverage technology and leverage your gifts and leverage your tools, you'll be surprised at how much impact that actually has in the world, and you'll be surprised at how much abundance that actually shows up for you in the world. And you know, again, while travel has been such a huge part of growing my income, is because travel has empowered me to be connected to so many people. And maybe it was just an Uber driver or a taxi driver or a woman on a plane, or a guy on a plane, or whoever it was. But that human has introduced me to many other humans, or they've been connected to other people that have maybe got me on a podcast, a radio show. And see what that has done has allowed the vision of love to come through at deeper layers. So I really invite you, like if you're someone who's desiring more positivity, you're desiring more money, you're desiring to travel, more freedom, more adventure, definitely reach out. I would love to speak with you, love to talk with you. And I feel the most important thing I want to leave with this live with is that travel is actually the quickest way to heal your heart. It's the quickest way to see how similar we all are. Travel is the quickest way to heal your heart because it's the quickest way to see how similar we all are and how much love exists in this world. Travel is what will absolutely be the thing that empowers you to rediscover yourself in the world and empowers you to dissolve illusions of separation or that we're all so different in this life. And travel is the quickest way to increase your abundance because you can then be connected through technology, which will absolutely, in the lifelong time of your life, empower you with opportunities you never even dreamed of. You know, there's people that I have on social media that I've met or I've talked with, and you know, maybe right now it's not our time, but you know, I'm 25. Maybe when I'm 40, there's going to be an opportunity. But because we made that connection and we've stayed in contact, there's going to be an algorithm that comes up that Facebook is doing that's going to connect you at the right time so you can combine your light forces to impact humanity. So travel and this media, this whatever realm of this interconnected world of Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and LinkedIn, it is the number one way to grow your abundance, and it will continue to be the number one way to grow your abundance and your relationships. So I really invite you to look into that, feel into that. I also really invite you, if you're someone who knows you're here to influence social policies, you're here to impact the world like massively, I invite you to reach out for Global Citizen University as classes start January 15th. We almost have all the spots filled for the change agents. We have a limited amount this year, as it's going to be full on with me. We talk every single day, literally, like in an app, and like I'm always on your business. My eyes are what you're doing, and we get to meet twice in the world. And you get to meet with other change agents who are passionate, that are like literally desiring to be, like already are global educators, or like going to be making millions of dollars, that like really, so like I would definitely suggest, and making millions of dollars from a place of love, making it in a way that's actually making an impact on education systems, on healthcare, on educate, like so many things I can't even tell you with all the people we have in here so far. But I definitely invite you to reach out, because it's the first year of it, and my eyes will be all over what you're doing and your success. And I just am so grateful that traveling for me has increased my abundance, and I know that if it's done it for me, it's available for you. And if you're on this again, you wouldn't be able to see something in me that doesn't exist for you or exist within you. So I left a lot of gold nuggets in here. Definitely go back and rewatch. And if you're looking to live with freedom, abundance, and consciously become a global citizen and receiving conscious money and extra income streams, let me know. And if you're someone who's like, Colleen, I really want to make money right now and get into some things, let me know, because I have two ways I can do that as well. So, whoo! To my impactful humans out there, to my lovely and powerful, brilliant, strong gods and goddesses who are here to be of service to humanity. The time is now, the time is now, the time is now. This is the future, and the future is now.